they've got a way of playing, and what they say to the opposition is, come and beat us, come and try and break us down. We're going to rely on a piece of brilliance or a set piece or something like that. That's the way they play, and teams haven't been able to do that with them. So you've got to say well done to the coach.
If you go way back to the qualifiers, they didn't start well. I don't know if you guys remember that. They didn't start well at all. Bento went into an argument, I think, with Ricardo Carvalho and some of the older guys in the squad. First thing that Fernando Santos did, he brought them all back, especially Ricardo Carvalho. He said, I need experience in that team, and I need experience at the back. That's why he started with Ricardo Carvalho at the beginning of the tournament, then maybe he changed it, but you can see what experience can do, especially in a big tournament. That's all down to him. He was getting criticized. I will put my hand up. I also said at the beginning, three draws in the group stage. Maybe they don't deserve to go through, but with the new rules, they grew into the tournaments. So you have to give them their respect. Well done, Fernando Santos, and well done, Portugal.
Saw Mark Clattenburg, who had a really good game. Obviously missed one handball, got that wrong towards the end, which could have been if it hadn't have just hit the underside of the crossbar. But by and large, had a decent game. Mark
I think the officials right throughout the tournament have been excellent.
Yeah,
yes. Mark Clattenburg got one decision wrong tonight, but other than that, I think they've been brilliant.
But you know what, as well, looking back on Portugal, 20 years, they had a golden generation of Rui Costa, Figo, etc., and they didn't manage to get over the line. And it just shows you, goes back to that thing about team. Better players and individuals in that time. This time, definitely not as good of individuals as they had back then, but this is a close-knit, well-drilled, well-thought-out team who've got a strategy that they all bought into. And that's a powerful thing to have.
Nice sportsmanship. Good to see that as well. The Portuguese players letting the French players go through, give them a round of applause.
I know it's always difficult to single out a player or two or three because they played well, really, as a team. But I have to single out Rafael Guerreiro tonight. What a game he had. I don't know if it's because he was born in France and grew up in France and played for Lorient, but he had something to prove today as a team also. But he played ever so well. I mean, you can name Pepe, Fonte, Carvalho,
Patricio, the goalkeeper, as well.
But I'll tell you one thing.
Rafael Guerreiro for me is the man of the match.
I'll tell you one thing. That walk is a lonely walk.
Oh.
There's a lot of steps anyway. But when you're not picking up a trophy, that walk up there is demoralising. And
I feel for Griezmann because I've been there in 2006. Lost the final of the Champions League, then lost the final of the World Cup, back to back. And that's the worst thing that can happen in the game. You almost say sometimes if you want to lose, if you have to choose, you want to lose in the semi-finals.
He looked shattered tonight.
He looked really tired.
Absolutely shattered.
I'll tell you one thing. Have any of you got any of your runners-up medals? Because I haven't.
I don't know where they are.
They got thrown away. I don't even know why they even give them to you.
Koscielny didn't even put it on.
Seriously, because you don't even want it. Why are you going to put that anywhere on your mantelpiece? I mean, Pat, I know what it means to him being in the change room for 8-9 years with him. France was his everything. Disappointment at the World Cup when it didn't go where they wanted to go.
I suppose it makes it worse as well in many ways, Thierry, losing in front of your home supporters, as the host nation in a final.
Listen, I'm not trying to find any excuses for that team, but that team has been brilliant in a way. Maybe they didn't play the final that people were expecting, but again, I repeat, we have a team. Again, let's not forget about it. Let's not forget about what Didier Deschamps did. Let's not forget about what that team has done. Obviously, they didn't finish on a high note and made history. But with what we went through as a country in terms of events outside of the field and events back in the days on the field, well done in a way.
Yeah. What about Didier Deschamps? His legacy, what will that be?
I think they will still keep him. Whoa. I think they will still keep him. I think he has done well. People will question why Conte didn't play. Obviously, when you don't win, why this, why that. But I still think he's the man for the job, and let's see if we can qualify for the World Cup.
Well, the Portuguese players are now going up to receive their medals and, of course, the European Championship trophy. These self-proclaimed ugly ducklings have turned into swans. Guy Mowbray, all yours.
Well, there can rarely have been a more determined bunch of boys than this one. The Portuguese men of war, every one of them. Masterminded by Fernando Santos. He's coached all of Portugal's Tres Grandes: Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, Porto, with varying degrees of success. And that could have been one of the saddest sights of this tournament, but instead, even Ronaldo's bandaged up knee is a thing of celebration tonight. So shattered, they can barely climb the steps, but I'm sure there'll be an extra burst of energy, Danny, once they get to the top.
It brings back so many memories, thinking about going to pick up a trophy. It's the ultimate in football, but this is international level. This is for your country. This is something that very few players have experienced, and you can see in their faces. I mean, it's an amazing story for a team who aren't fancied before the tournament, aren't fancied during it even.
And you said the word, team. We were led to believe this was a squad that was all about one man.
I think they've shown tonight that they possess character, they possess quality, and what Ronaldo does is he gives them the icing on the cake. He's the one that can change the games. Tonight they didn't need him, but people won't remember whether he played in the final. They'll remember he was the captain of the team that won the first trophy.
It's to an unlikely hero, Eder. The winning goal thumped past Hugo Lloris, which stunned the Stade de France. Credit to most of the French supporters who have stayed to see the Henri Delaunay Trophy, their trophy named after a Parisian who was the first Secretary General of UEFA, his brainchild. And it's going to be presented to the team on the other side.
Isn't it brilliant to have a hero rather than a villain? Someone scoring a wonderful goal in extra time to win a tournament like this, compared to someone missing a penalty.
Ronaldo, not the leading man this time, but he still gets up to receive the plaudits for best supporting role, because he played it to perfection down on the touchline, as his teammates did it for him and for Portugal out on the field. Perennial semi-finalists. They always seem to make the last four. They'd only ever reached one final before, and it all went sour for them on their own turf, just as it's done for France tonight. Well, all that's forgotten now. Every one of the squad, unlike the French, of course, will be only too happy to get those medals around their necks. Rui Patricio has been an absolute rock in the Portugal goal, a goal so well protected by Font, Pepe and co. Resolute defence, and with a goal or two in them at the other end. The Henri Delaunay Trophy has a new name on it. First time European champions. Kings of Europe are Portugal. There will be a party tonight in Portugal, not Paris.
Portugal, the winners, lifting the trophy. Huge emotion on the faces of those players there, and well, they deserve that, don't they? What a moment for them, and what a moment for that country. And overall, you know, they're just such a durable team, and that's ultimately they've come out as winners, Alan.
That's what it's about, Gary.